or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio, so today we've got a pretty big update about VSTAR Universe over in Japan. Some of this is almost certainly going to be relevant to Crown Zenith. Some of it will not be relevant to Crown Zenith. I will explain all as we go along. It is getting a little bit weird. But what we've basically got here are a couple of new products that for some reason they're not showing us properly, and a bunch of information about cards which are going to be coming in VSTAR Universe. Like I've said, some of these I do believe should be coming in Crown Zenith. Some of these, however, I am not expecting to be coming along in Crown Zenith, but it should be pretty obvious why. We'll get there in a moment. So, let's start off having a little bit of a look at these new products. What we've got are two special sets, which are coming along for VSTAR Universe, and they're ones that I actually told you about quite a while ago. You see, what we've basically got here are the Diamond Clan Special Set and the Pearl Clan Special Set. Now, these are going to be coming along on the same day as VSTAR Universe. They're going to cost 5,000 yen each. This is information we had from before, but this has now been confirmed. And actually, as a side note, they are now up for lottery sale on the Pokemon Center Online. 5,000 yen is $34 or £30. I've obviously entered the lottery. They're two individual lotteries, one for each of them. I've entered them both. I cross my fingers. But this is going to get you a bunch of cool stuff. You get 4 packs of VSTAR Universe, plus sleeves, a card file, and a display frame featuring either Adamant, which is of course the Diamond Clan, or Irida, who is of course the Pearl Clan. I'm using the full art cards here just as a kind of fun way to show off the characters. Just to be 100% clear, I am not saying the full arts of Irida and Adamant are going to be in the set. They're not. We're going to get sleeves featuring them, and then we're going to get a card file, a display frame, and 4 packs of the set for 5,000 yen. Like I say, they are up for lottery sale at the moment over on the Pokemon Center Online. Obviously, nowadays, the way it works is all really quite simple. Anything cool which has a chance of selling out is sold by a lottery sale over on the Pokemon Center Online. We can all be a little bit upset about this. That's a fair point to make. There's not really much you can do about it, unfortunately. But, yeah. Does need to be borne in mind that these are, as should be expected at this stage, these are going up by a lottery sale. So yeah, they're out, they're available, they're very cool. If you want cool VSTAR Universe stuff, this needs to be there. Now, I told you about the special arts, the art rares and the special art rares and all of that already. That's not what I'm intending to talk about today. I want to talk a bit more about the construction of the set over in Japan. So, as expected, it is largely a reprint set. But there are some interesting ones that have gone and been shown off, like this Ditto. It's an alternate art of the Ditto from Pokemon Go. Now, I did show you this the other day when I showed you the artwork rares, just because that Ditto, I still can't get over how amazing that Ditto artwork rare is, because it's just a bunch of Numal, one of whom has a Ditto face, and it's a Ditto card. I love that so much. But it's weird to me, ladies and gentlemen. It is very, very weird to me that this is a brand new alternate art card. I don't understand why. Now, I know they're going to reprint all of the cards. The general rule is, we saw this in VMAX Climax, when you have an alternate art, special art, etc. of a card in these sets, the regular version of the card is in the set. So, because Ditto is in the set as an art rare, we know that it's going to be in the set normally. I don't know why we've got an alternate artwork. Maybe it's because Ditto in Pokemon Go did the whole, it only comes around underneath another Pokemon, you have to peel to reveal. Maybe that's the reason. But so far, of all the Pokemon they've revealed from this set, we've not actually seen that any others have got new artwork. So I'm assuming this new art is going to be in our Crown Zenith set. That seems to be a very sensible prediction. But it is just a prediction at this stage. I would expect any of these weirder cards to turn up. It is just honestly a little bit weird to me. But then we've got a Melakart. Now, this is actually a new artist who's never drawn for the Pokemon TCG before. And we've actually got 3 new cards, except they're not new cards at all. We've got Ultra Ball, we've got Trekking Shoes, and we've got Rescue Carrier. All of which are coming around with new artwork that we've never ever seen before. Now, obviously Ultra Ball is probably the big one here. This is the card that when it was re-released, everybody got super duper happy about this, as they probably should have done, because it's Ultra Ball. Discard 2 cards from your hand, search your deck for any Pokemon at all. It's great. It's easy playing basically every single deck in the game. Obviously, this was going to be a good one. We was going to see a reprint. It is awesome that this one is out there. So, yay. That's rather cool. Rescue Carrier is not, I think it's fair to say, played on the same level. It lets you have 2 Pokemon with 90 HP or less from your discard pile to your hand. Certainly in low HP decks, and there are fewer and fewer of those around at the moment, but it does see a bunch of play in them. There's just not so many of those decks around. And then, of course, we've got Trekking Shoes, which is becoming quite trendy to play in a bunch of decks, because unless you look at the top card of your deck, and you can either draw it or discard it and draw the next one. And that is seeing a bunch of play in a bunch of decks, really just to give you a bit of a speed boost to get you through your deck that little bit faster. So we've got a new artist coming around doing these 3 alternate arts of existing cards, and they're awesome. Not the first time we've seen this, of course. It was actually Sun and Moon 12A, the last Sun and Moon set, we had a bunch of Uyama cards, like, for instance, I don't know, Reset Stamp and Pokegear and Pokemon Communication. There were a bunch of them, and it's weird. We're 3 years later, we're in the very last set of the next block, and they've done it again with a new artist, which I find absolutely fascinating. In the last set from Sun and Moon, it was Uyama. Here, it's a Melakart. Uyama actually did 6 of them in that set, so I'm kind of hoping there are a few more from a Melakart that we've not yet seen before. That would be amazing. Now, there are some other cards that Japan is getting that maybe we should have expected. So, for instance, they are getting Luminion, but it's not the Luminion that came around in Brilliant Stars. It is, in fact, the Luminion which was in our Trainer's Toolkit. We had the alternate art of that one in the Trainer's Toolkit, and it was weird because it was an artwork Japan hadn't had, and I've kind of been telling you all the way along that Japan was going to get this at some point. Well, now we've had confirmation that this is actually where it's coming in, which is kind of cool. Now, they have also confirmed that a bunch of the pre-release promos, because remember, Japan generally doesn't get the pre-release promos, a bunch of the pre-release promos are coming out over in this set, and that's how Japan is getting them. So over in Evolving Skies, we had the Galarian Bird Trio. All of those were pre-release promos. All of them, including the wonderful Kato Zapdos, which I'm a huge fan of, all of them are coming out in this set. And they don't have the stamp on, so I'm going to let you decide whether you prefer it with or without the stamp. But I do find it very interesting that that's a thing and that's happening. The only other one they've actually shown off here is Lipard. We do have the alternate art of Lipard, which again was a pre-release promo, one of the ones I actually pulled, and this was from Brilliant Stars. It's a cool card. It's just the Lipard from Brilliant Stars, but with alternate artwork. And you know what? Yeah, that'll do, ladies and gentlemen. That will do rather nicely indeed. It is important to note, Japan generally does not get all of the pre-release promos. For some reason, they just don't end up getting all of them, and I'm not entirely sure why, but they don't. It's a bit weird, honestly, but they just don't. So, I mean, 2 of my absolute favourites are from Hayaganosuke, that being the Tapu Lele and the Kangaskhan. Now, these are Sun and Moon era cards, so do not expect them to ever be coming out in Japan at this stage, because we don't get Sun and Moon era cards in Sword and Shield sets. That just doesn't happen. Oh, no, wait, no, the Kangaskhan was Darkness Ablaze. So there is still a chance for the Kangaskhan. I don't think it's likely at this stage, but it could happen. Unlikely, could happen. My point is, Japan does not get all of the pre-release promos that we get. They don't get all the alternate arts. So we know some of them are coming in this set, and that's lovely. But I know that some of you are going to be waiting for particular ones, like I am, with the Kangaskhan. And all I can tell you is, don't just assume that they're all going to be coming. Japan has missed a bunch before, and it's likely they will end up missing a bunch this time round. I'd love it if they didn't, but we've got precedent for the fact that Japan they don't make an effort to get all of the pre-release promos. They have these special sets, but they leave a bunch out. I still can't believe they never printed that Tapu Lele. That Tapu Lele is just beyond amazing. So yeah, a little bit sad. Hey-ho, can't win them all. And then they just showed us a few other cards. So they confirmed that Radiant Greninja is going to be in the set, which is kind of amazing, honestly, because that's a really good card that sees a bunch of play. Genesect V is going to be in the set. And these aren't necessarily cards that are going to be getting special prints. They might. There might be a special art rare of Genesect V. There might be an alternate art Greninja, although from everything we were told from Ground Zenith, I don't believe that's true. But remember, when Japan does these sets, they do tend to just reprint a bunch of really good playable cards. That might be what's happening here, and that's kind of awesome. It is interesting to note that most of the cards Japan have revealed from VSTAR Universe do have special art or art rares in the set, but they were revealed at the same time. So the fact that they've shown us Genesect, but they've not shown us an art rare or a special art rare, does make me think maybe one isn't coming. I don't know. For now, we're going to have to wait and see. But now, ladies and gentlemen, that's what you need to know for the time being, and now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about all of these cards. Tell me what you think about these new sets coming in Japan. They're the Diamond and Pearl ones. Tell me what you think about this set as a whole. Go nuts in the comment section, but be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk Pokemon and card games and Pokemon card games, all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel. You can get some bonus podcasts where I answer all of your questions. You can join a Discord where we chat fun things. And of course, you can get shout-outs on the channel, like the lovely Mary Sanders Lazenby, who is a very lovely person and has been a supporter of ours for a couple of months now. So thank you very much for the support and for being a very lovely person. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.